Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, nerds? What's up, Octos? What's up, Inklings? What's up, Squid Kids? How you doing tonight? It's your host. It's your boy. It's Will D. Palazzo, the talk of the town. Mr. Grizz's district manager, aka Wakanda's favorite DJ, aka the Stingray after Wave 3, aka Splattershot Prosive. I don't know what else. I can't come up with any more AKAs right now. How's everybody doing tonight? I am ready to begin episode 2, numero 2 of the Salmon Run podcast. And I hope that I can get you all some useful info when you're out here working this very, 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 very strenuous and stressful, potentially stressful Salmon Run shift. Q Squid, what's good? What's going on? It is podcast time yet again. I'm a little sorry I'm a little late running the podcast tonight, but I'll try to make up for the lost time by trying to offer up as much insight as I can. Hey Big CN, how goes it? Tonight's rotation lands us out at the Lost Outpost, the opaque outpost, if you will. The weapons we'll be working with. It's episode 2 of the Salmon Run podcast, Phil. I'm doing okay. I'm just out here trying to live, Big CN. I'm just out here trying to live. But anywho, before I get sidetracked, the weapons we'll be running over or mulling through are the Gluga Dualies, the Splashomatic, the Dark Tetra Dualies, as well as the Hydra Splatling. Now, just looking at this initially and giving it my initial thoughts, I would say that it is it's a bit of a heavy weapon set. You have one short-range shooter in the Splashomatic that can navigate some hairy times in some waves, but the Gluga and Dark Tetra Dualies aren't really meant for super close combat. You also have another weapon that can dominate a wave in Hydra Splatling, but it requires a lot of turf support, if you will, and it does not take well to overextending, especially on a stage like the Lost Outpost with its grates at times. If you head out to the center on this stage, then you can essentially screw yourself over. Luckily, the Hydra's range balances that out by letting you shoot things like stingers and most bosses pretty much from the walls onward, or the 4 walls of the Lost Outpost onward. The best strategy I would think would be to lean on your Splashomatic and your Dark Tetra Dualies, I would think, because those would be your fastest shooters, and allow everything else to, if you're Splashomatic, I would focus on trimming down the lesser salmonids in addition to like the easier bosses to handle. I would try to veer away from steelheads unless I had a whole lot of experience or comfortability with it, and allow the Gluga and Dark Tetra Dualies to use their range to take care of it, or even the Hydra. But most importantly, if you have a experienced Hydra player or a very dominant Hydra player, please protect that Hydra. That Hydra, especially a high tide, will turn an overwhelming wave into a very, very easy, very cozy wave, if you allow it. Another thing about Outposts is a few other features I'll go over as I start the game here in a second. I think I'll allow you to have an easier time dealing with bosses such as Drizzlers, in addition to Flyfish. The landscape of the Outpost definitely allows you to take advantage of some things to prevent you from being damaged by the rain and Tenta missiles, and give you a better chance of surviving your teammates sharing those things with you. So I'm not sure if anyone's going to join me or not, but if so, I'm sure they'll let me know in my inbox over on Discord or somewhere else. In the meantime, let's get started, shall we? I guess I'll freelance these first few games and go over everything and then go from there. Don't want to hold me back. Nah. This is a team game, Pip. Yes, Ian, if you want to jump in, go ahead. I won't be joining Discord voice chat until after the podcast, though. That way I can keep my head clear and I won't get distracted too much as far as reviewing different types of strategies and different type of things you can do with each weapon. I know it's easier for me to formulate strategies and plan how exactly I plan to use them. Well, use the weapons when I'm playing, as opposed to going over everything now on this screen. Okay, cool. CN is here. All right, so I'll hit this recruit button and we'll get started. We're gonna head out here to the outpost and try to find ourselves. And we're gonna see how things go tonight. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this set. This set has, well, of the 4 weapons, I can say the Splash-O-Matic is something I have the most experience with, as it was something I mained in Splatoon 1. But I don't really feel super comfortable with any of these 4 weapons. I just feel alright. It's like, oh, I got this weapon, I'm alright. I can survive. I do know that if I'm Hydra, I don't be settling into that conservative style, much like I would if I had a charger. So let's see how things go. Let's see, I have the Splash-O-Matic, cool. And it's a night wave to start off. Alright, so grillers, alright, you get an easy way to start off. So the best strategy for grillers on this stage is to draw the grillers to this pole, and spin them around like so, and unleash on them depending on the weapon. Hydra, a weapon like the Hydra Splatling makes it a bit difficult, unless you have a really cool charge. But everything else should be good to go. So I got Splash-O-Matic. I'm gonna focus on short range first, as well as thwarting everyone else as best I can by eliminating the less ones. Alright, cool. Alright, so also another good tidbit when playing grillers on any tide is to be aware of your surroundings. If you are not, it's what you can turn from sugar to shit. And I'm very much so in a hurry. Not running it. Yeah, I'll just keep this manatee. Well, it should be nearly dead. I don't know what that user is doing, especially since they have Hydra. I don't have no idea why they would do that, but I guess they didn't value their life very much. Oh boy, CN. I appreciate you, your stingray. Not that it was necessary, but I really appreciate it. We got 2 more waves though. Q Squid, how are you tonight? How you doing? Regular tide, alright. So now I have the Dark Tetra Dually. So now that we have a normal wave, maybe I can go over some general strategy. So with Dark Tetra Dualies, you're going to want to focus on killing lesser Salmonids from range. And so using your dodge rolls to escape trouble and supporting your teammates. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the dodge roll in Salmon run. It messes up my aim as a sticks player. Okay, let's see, where's that Stinger? Alright, so Stinger's out far. Alright, that Flyfish is crippled. On stage like Lost Outpost, it's important that a lot of times if you do not murder the Flyfish right away, it's much easier to manage Flyfish if you cripple it, even in freelance. Because the stage is big enough that if you kill the Flyfish, another one will spawn and you won't be able to have time to get to it and really deal with the consequences of murdering. Oh, another Stinger. Wonderful. Alright, so let me come support my Hydra here. Alright. Take the ground from my Hydra move. Alright, so now we need a couple things in here at the backup because it appears that they have got a few things murdered. wait for the basket on your 2 eggs to win. Easy peasy. So here's 1. There's 2. So another good feature of the Lost Outpost I found is if you stand underneath these columns here, well, underneath the ceiling here, the roof here, in different parts of the stage, if you are suffering from tenta missiles or even rain, it can make it much easier to deal with because the rain cannot touch you from here. And if you time it correctly, the tenta missiles will land on the ceiling instead of hitting you. Alright, so another cool part of playing Lost Outpost with Night Waves is you have the cannons here, which is another one of the more easy things to deal with because the cannons are positioned perfectly to pretty much eliminate all bosses if you allow them. The only issue I really run into with this is in freelance, having to worry about my co-workers stopping or delaying bosses before they can get close enough for me to kill. See, I'm not going to help those guys right here because they've done me the solid. And by solid I mean annoyed me by stopping those steel heads. Come on. Come on. Alright, so that takes care of all those guys. Ooh, a stinger, that's not good. Alright. Alright, so they should be good to go now. Let me help them out with some support. Alright, we should be good. Everything's dead. I can't think of much else I can really say about this strategy here. On Lost Outpost, at least keep at least 1 to 2 players on cannons, depending on your comfort level and who's in your squad. And definitely play responsibly with cannons. Do not, unless your co-workers are really delaying the bosses, do not, I repeat, do not kill things like steelheads super far away from the basket. Otherwise, it'll be incredibly difficult to get quota as the timer continues to tick. All right, that wasn't bad for the first game. Oh yes, I do need to include a link to the YouTube page at some point, huh? Thank you for that reminder, Q-Squid. Actually, I'll have that link prepared sometime during stream later after the podcast. That way, anyone watching can just follow that link to the YouTube page later, and they want to archive this portion of the stream/podcast. All right, Spicy's here now, so it'll be a little bit easier. I wanted to stress so much, and I can focus on providing the Salmon Run education, as you will. I didn't really get to go over a whole lot that first wave because there were 2 night waves. I think that this podcast will be more focused on strategies, at least for now, it'll be more focused on strategies for normal waves that'll allow you to get through normal waves without a whole lot of stress or anxiety. Alright, so I had to splash math again. Alright, so this is one section of the stage that you cannot use to your advantage when it comes to tenta missiles and rain, because there is no ceiling here. I don't know why there's no ceilings. It's like the Lil Wayne mixtape, but there are no ceilings here, so can't use that area very much. So I would advise against standing there, but you stand here, here, and pick this up, as well as here. You'll be able to deal with any type of rain or tenta missile issues that may overwhelm you during the wave. You don't want to jump in the water like I just did, though, or forget to press the jump button on your way to grab eggs, though. Again, like I said before, I wouldn't advise doing like Spicy just did and bringing the Hydra this far out. But with the quota being this low, it's not too much of a deal. I don't think the game will punish you as much. I also would not be going to pursue one egg like this, but due to my Salmon run trust issues, I feel more comfortable working on getting quota earlier than later into the situation. I don't want to bring that quota as high as I can before I have to worry about any other stress. Another good corner for dealing with certain bosses on this rotation is enemies like Steelhead. You can use the elevation, the topography of the outpost, much like you can in Smoke Yard in the last stage, to use short range bursts on weapons like a Splash-O-Matic, easily wipe out enemies like Steelhead. Also jumps to do it, but I wouldn't always rely on it because if you miss a shot or two, it's hard to deal with them in an efficient fashion. So I would probably focus more on really and truly managing the lessers if you got a Splash-O-Matic. Oh wow, we got a DC. Oh, it's just the users. Okay, cool. Alright, so now I have the Hydra. So I can demonstrate how I would anticipate playing with the Hydra to go. Alright, Steelhead's down. Then if you're Hydra, this is how I would expect you to play. As far as supporting your team. Hang back in the shadows, shoot your shot. Take advantage of your ability to essentially dominate the wave. You may have some issues with lessers if you allow them to get closer. But for the most part, everything should be shredded to pieces for a Hydra. I'm not the best Hydra player, so don't give me too much credit. I will do my best to be representative of where and what I expect the Hydra to be. So notice how I'm hanging back here, and I always keep going back to this little area right here. It's mostly because if I get enough damage from rain, and I am essentially done for. And what can be best done to help your Hydra friends in these scenarios is definitely keep the ground painted. I think that was a decent throw. Aw, oh, come on, show yourself. Oh crap, Pip, somebody followed? Who followed? My YouTube link is Will D Palazzo. It should be Will D Palazzo. It used to be Majin Wiru because of my former alias from back in my youth. Enemy mothership approaching. But it changed when the stream started to get to the point where I was uploading stream videos post stream. Alright, so in Mothership High Tide in this scenario, you want to shoot down as much as possible and try not to. I think the best strategy when dealing with enemy motherships at High Tide is to, like I said, shoot down as many enemies as possible. In addition to supporting your coworkers the best way you can, especially if you don't have a Stingray as it appears the situation is now. Where are all the nerds landing? Other than that, I don't really think there's much of a foolproof strategy for handling mothership in this scenario. I'll also say make sure you're aware of your egg count. In freelance, your coworkers may not be as aware of your egg count as you are. And that'll do it. I just tried something new there by attempting to pitch my bomb right on top of the mothership. Kissel was the first part of the name. Let me see. Thank you, Pip. Kissel Kagamani? I think that's your username. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on again. You had to use your inkjet if you need to DC or hit the Stingray. It's okay, CN. It's no big deal. We got it under control. Alright, let's go over the Splash-O-Matic again apparently. Because Mr. Grizz wants me to have Splash-O-Matic. Let me try to think of other strategies I would use on the Lost Outpost, just in general. Going to some more terminology as I started yesterday. This would be a Slayer weapon. Or depending on your skill set, this weapon can be used as a Slayer weapon or a Egg Runner weapon. Me personally, I would try to find balance between both as a player, depending on how things go. But I would use it more like the arrow spray in the previous rotation. I would want to paint turf as well as try to lessen the amount of lesser salmonids I have to deal with. Shit, oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and kill these two simply because I'm not aware of how things are gonna look so far, but I really don't like the vibe of this wave so far. RNG seems pretty good. Everything else, like that guy over there throwing, yeah, I don't like the vibe. Oh, he DC. That explains why he was throwing, I guess. Alright, so we have quota. We'll have another 3 on another 3 for 3 wave of Salmon. Just to be a good litmus test of your skill. Normally when you have DCs, I would recommend that you stick to your basics, such as focusing on lesser deletion, as well as making sure your quota is already taken care of before times when you don't have as much energy to focus on some of the other stuff. All right, so. Can't think of any other strategies to really list about the Splash-O-Matic right now, except for I will focus on turfing, and I will also focus on, like I said, diminishing of lessers. There are a few different things you can do with it in regards to just elevation and topography on this stage. I'll try to demonstrate the next time we have a low tide. There's a couple areas you can hop to and make use of on this stage. Alright, so I have the Tetradoos, Dark Tetradoos, if I'm not mistaken. In this instance, in Salmon Run, since we only have 3, I would recommend that, so since we don't have a weapon that's supposed to have a whole lot of range except for the Hydra, I would recommend using a weapon such as, well, not a weapon, a special like a Stingray or Inkjet to go ahead and wipe out the Stingray in those instances, mostly because we really don't have the range to go out there and deal with it, and it really is too risky to risk one of our other players going out there and dying for it. Technically, the Hydra can reach it from the little midland area over there. It's also really dangerous to the Hydra, especially less experienced Hydra users to have to go and make a responsible play like that. So I would definitely focus on drawing everything as close to it as possible. And definitely go ahead and wiping those stingers off the face of the earth before they can, ooh, that's a bad miss. Before they can essentially ruin a wave or kill any momentum. Otherwise, like a player like me, for instance, who likes to hang in the back like I was just doing, will get targeted pretty fairly quickly. So if no one will go get the stinger, ooh, crap, my headphone just popped off. Wow, that was weird. I'm a little, I'm a little thrown off right now. My headphone just. Wow, hold on a second, guys. Wow. That doesn't happen every day. So my headphone just snapped off. I guess it's been about time for new headphones really soon. Anywho, so for Goldie Rush on Lost Outposts, you'll want to have your weapons staggered in a certain fashion so that they don't all shoot at the same time. Because at some point or another, we're going to need to have to refill ink. I'll also advise weapons like the Splasher-matic to leap forward and allow us to run quota early so that we avoid running into issues where we had to put ourselves in a high pressure situation and run eggs late into the game. So now I'm buying time for my teammates to run eggs, and I'll come back once all the eggs are clear. I would definitely try to avoid getting too close to my coworkers in these instances, because if you make a mistake of shoot your shots, shoot your coworkers, then the shots are much less effective than they are actually hitting other enemies. Alright, so the eggs are over here, cool. I'll leave the enemies here for a moment. And then when they start jumping, I'm going to use my splash now. Or I can use it now. And then hop back up. Whoops, they swapped around. Alright, so we got this wave in the bag now. Wait, why did they switch to me so quickly? I thought it was 10 seconds before they switched. Or at least I was told yesterday it took some 10 seconds before they switched. At least 10 seconds before they switched, but they kind of switched a bit faster than that there. Wow. Okay. I'm going to... First, I'm going to grab some glue real quick and try to glue my headphones back together. And while the glue settles, I'll have my headphones off for a second. So it's a good thing this happened now before I jumped into voice chat, because I would not be able to hear my teammates for anything right now. I am just really shocked that yeah, my headphones, they just kind of pooped. Alright, it's a regular tag. I'm gonna do it when controller. Okay. I have the Beluga Doolies. Okay. So, as far as playing with Beluga Doolies here, I'm going to want to focus on range and support. A bad habit I see a lot of Doolies players, or a lot of players who have ranged weapons, running into is when they have an enemy that can perfectly suffice with killing from a range, they like to close the distance really quickly in order to decrease their, or increase their accuracy, I would imagine. Either that or just be hyper aggressive about how they murder enemies. What I found to be the best strategy playing with ranged weapons is try not to close that distance, especially with a low fire rate weapon like the Beluga Doolies, and try to destroy the enemy from a range. I find when I close the distance, it makes it much easier for lessers to damage me or hurt me. Alright, so let's see. instead of a chaos squad. What was it? Oh, I missed the rain cloud. Oh wow, is that we got a lot of murder here. Oh wow, and just like that we have 39 eggs off the wazoo. There's also a strategy, well, there's a technique that you can use with dodge rolls to increase your damage output when you dodge roll and shoot. And I think works a bit better if you are a motion control user, and not so much as you play sticks. I haven't been able to successfully abuse it as much as some sticks or motion controls players, but you essentially dodge roll, and with each dodge roll your attacks become stronger. I'm not too much of a fan of it because it doesn't work for my playing style, but if it's something you'd like to try yourself and make use of as a duelist player, by all means, I'll say go for it. Alright. Oh, no. Give me that there. There's 3 more right there. Got it. Doesn't appear to be any bosses at the basket, so I feel like it's okay to go get another egg. So here's another thing, another tidbit. If there are eggs in an uninhabited area like so, well, previously uninhabited area, I would definitely recommend, especially if you don't have portal early, going to get one of these extra eggs if you have a rapid fire weapon or a weapon that can essentially deal with a lot of lessers in a short period of time. If you have a weapon like that, then definitely go back and make that decision of going to get another egg. The only way I would recommend going against that is if you are dealing with bosses that the rapid fire weapon cannot eliminate quickly. In a lot of cases, stuff like Steelhead and what's another good boss? Yeah, Steelhead. Or you can deal with most other bosses real quickly with the rapid fire weapons such as Splash-O-Matic, Splash Shotgun, or whatnot. But Steelheads are just quite the pain to deal with, but you have to include the little hop when you kill them, and everybody's not capable of doing that with the type of effectiveness and efficiency you need to really make it a dependable thing. I think I'm out of glue. Guys, I think I'm out of glue. Alright, let's see. Let's go down here for low tide. As far as low tide strategies for the outposts and low tide tidbits, I would say definitely paint this area over here so that if you run into a jam with bosses coming from that side, you can hop along those little side walls and offer yourself a little unconventional escapability. I'll also recommend painting the walls of the lost outposts as well. Alright, so let's see. Stinger in an unreachable area, not a problem. Oh, these jerks. So, right. That could have been messy, but Duel's escapability allowed me some breathing in there. Come on, if I tried to knock my rain cloud out. Oh, not rain cloud. He tried to knock my bomb out of the So, another strategy to use this game in particular on the Lost Outpost. When dealing with your steel eels, I would try to stretch them out as much as possible away from your coworkers if you find yourself targeted by one. That way it allows your coworkers to notice and actually deal with the steelhead issue, or not steelhead issue, with the steel eel issue, as opposed to running to your coworkers and putting it in a position so that it can run them over and mow them down as well. You would have used your inkjet. Oh yeah, that was the last post. Big money, big Friday. Big money, big prizes kept. Alright, let me see if I can get some glue out of this glue stick so I can fix my headphones, or at least have them drying while we continue to play through some games here. Hey, Jam's here. No, Fancy's here. I thought it was Jam's thing. Hey, Fancy, how goes it? Let's see. Alright, I'll start the game here in just a second. I'm just trying to see if I can get some glue out of this thing. And repair my headphones. I may be out of glue though. So I may be using screwed up headphones for a bit, which is a real bummer. I've had these headphones for a couple years and I've been trying to keep them alive as long as possible because I'm broke. I'm really broke. And they really are ideal for listening and hearing things, especially when we're in voice chat. Well, it looks like these headphones are donezo until I can buy some more glue, unfortunately. But hey, maybe tomorrow I can go out and get some glue. I don't know where I'm going to get it from because I got this last industrial glue from a home improvement store, but hopefully I'll find something, right? In the meantime, let me... I can't even put these headphones on without this thing dangling now. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Discord later. In the meantime, let me put my headphones back on and let's start another game. Fancy, welcome to the Salmon Run podcast. Do you have any questions or insight, or not insight, any questions or comments you'd like to make to anyone listening out there? Your hand is feeling much better. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're getting well soon, Fancy. Trying to think, what else can I go over for the outpost? There's a few different things. And I know that casual Salmon players aren't gonna just pick up on or know off the top of their head. Hail Hydra? Those are your thoughts for the Salmon podcast of this rotation? You don't like it? It's not for you? Yeah, the Hydra splatling is definitely not for everyone. It does not fit everyone's playing style. I'm not a fan of it, but mostly because as a player who's used to playing at a certain speed, that's another thing I can mention also. For casual players, if you're playing with the Hydra Splatler, you'll be induced with a movement penalty. Like anytime you carry a heavy weapon, you play Splatoon regularly, if you don't know already, you have a movement penalty. Weapons such as a Hydra or a E-Leader, you know, charges with a lot of power or weapons with a lot of power. And no sir. Weapons with a lot of power and a whole lot less movement. So what you're gonna want to do when you So I thought I had somebody behind me killing enemies, but apparently I didn't. I just nearly got blindsided by those guys, so I was fortunate to have the high maneuverability dualies here. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead. So, right now, the Hydra is probably at an immense disadvantage for this rotation because unless we keep the area painted really well, unless we keep the turf painted real well, then they're going to have a whole lot of time being able to move and have at murdering a lot of enemies, as we would need them to do in this rotation. What have I talked about so far? I've talked about strengths and weaknesses for every weapon. I've talked about little tidbits that help out on each stage. Well, not on each stage, but on this stage. And I've talked about which role that every weapon should play during the Salmon Run. Well, you know what? I haven't talked about what role every weapon should play during the Salmon Run. I've just talked about strengths and weaknesses, really. I wasn't really clear about what role every weapon should play. So let me go over that real quick. Thank you, Fancy. During this rotation, I would lean on the Splash-O-Matic and the Dark Tetra Dualies as the Slayers / Egg Runners, depending on the situation. And I would allow the Gloogas, and Hydra Splatling to play more of a support role due to their slow movement, in addition to their ability to not be able to adjust to situations as well as the other weapons. I'm dead. So, I got into this position. I put myself in a bad position here because I thought that I could kill the griller. I'm not griller. Kill the scrapper before it got close to me. Or got to before the other scrapper got close to me. It didn't work out with my plan. So, Splash-O-Matic kills the scrappers a little bit slower than I anticipated. I thought it killed a lot faster. It only doesn't kill them near as fast as I thought it would. So right now, me and the Hydra should be killing lessers, and the Beluga and the Tetra. Well, no. Me and the Dark Tetra should have been handling the lessers a little bit more so than the rest. And the Hydra and the Belugas were supposed to be running support there. Because Dark Tetra and Splash-O-Matic's ability to turf really help out on a stage like this, where if you have a Hydra that can turn the tide of a wave in a matter of moments, you definitely want to make sure they have the ability to move well. And I'm really not a fan of either of these duelies because I feel like there's some kind of lag. You play with either one. 2 down. Everybody's out here. Turn around, Spicy. So, I don't know who has the inkjet, but that's something that we have a lot here, or a raid to your death stinger. Because I think killing that stinger manually right now is a wash at this point. Something to be aware of in this rotation when you're playing with a fast weapon, which a lot of players run into this bad habit of really losing track and losing sight, is you definitely want to focus on stage awareness on this stage, being aware of what's going on with the situation at almost any given time. Because if you do not, then you will, and you can run into a lot of headaches. You try to do something to keep your teammates aware, if not yourself. Alright, so there's 2 stingers out in the middle now. That is 3! Wow, well. And I don't believe we have a single inkjet, which tech really isn't good for business. Alright, it's quota. I had to stop talking for a moment because I really was focused on grabbing quota. But depending on your weapon, this asshole. Depending on your weapon, you definitely, if you have a Splash-O-Matic or one of the sets of dualies, you're definitely going to want to be aware and try to help out your friend Hydra this way. Because things can go from sugar to shit very quickly on this stage if you're not aware. You have a question. With this weapon set, if things were to go south, what the gameplay will be? I would think the ultimate gameplay will be in a lot of cases is since most of the sugar to shit situations on the Lost Outpost revolve around players getting caught up away from the basket, doing something they're not supposed to do. High sound, right? Or if players are getting caught away from the basket doing something they're not supposed to do, or getting overwhelmed, then a lot of other negative stuff can happen. What I would do would be essentially to focus on falling back and make a higher focus on grabbing quota early in the wave, as opposed to waiting until later on when things have gotten out of hand. Because if the later you wait to get quota, a lot of times the more difficult it is to obtain quota and actually successfully pass the wave, because you have no idea how your fellow users or your fellow co-workers are going to handle things when it happens like that. DM, okay. There's a stutter. There should be no stutter right now. So stream is stuttering right now. Okay, let me take a look. I checked my connections earlier, everything was fine. Well, let me take a look. It's back to normal now? Okay. Was it stuttering at any particular time during the game just now, or was it something else happening? Or was it just stuttering randomly? I've had some connection issues of late. Sounds fine to you? Hey Jam, how goes it? It looks like I got 2 Mambo Mambos. I thought I only had 1 Mambo Mambo intro. I'm gonna have to change that. Alright. The game sound was choppy? So the video was fine, but it's just the game audio got choppy? Is that what was going on, Q Squid? And GG's sound right. Alright, I'm gonna start the next game. But essentially, the best strategy to use when coping with things getting out of hand on the wave is to either obtain quota early. If you can't obtain quota early, focus on eliminating the more annoying bosses, such as the eels or anything that can overrun the outpost basket toward the end of the wave. Focus on getting rid of that before it gets to the basket, especially if there's 30 seconds or less to go. There's a bigger gamble to allow that eel to come into the basket room and overrun things and eliminate maneuverability than it is to focus on getting those 3 eggs. Wow, Q Squid. Is it possible to make a request for the alert? It is. Now, I actually mentioned it in the Discord server. If you have a particular audio clip you want to use that's between 15 and 30 seconds, you can totally shoot it to me.